look stupid.
Not as stupid as it looked a few years ago.
Oh, you mean when people were walking around with these things all over the place?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the dumbest thing you ever saw? I mean, honestly, there are people... Take that stupid thing off. There are people... How about it? There's still...
I can breathe.
There's still people walking around in the stores like this. Do you believe it? I won't even put this thing on because it's, I don't want to get lung cancer. But you believe that? There's some people that are still wearing these things in the store. They're like psychologically damaged from what happened several years ago. The biggest world scam that ever happened, the scamdemic. Yeah.
Breathing in all those plastics for so long. I don't know. I think the whole thing was a big social engineering experiment.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. You got to be damaged mentally to still wear this thing. And how stupid can you be? With all the information out there on these things, you'd think people would be like, oh, okay, this was a big joke, right? Still is a joke.
They can't let go of the fact that they were scammed.
Well, I think it's a brain problem. I think there's people out there with, like, I don't know, what kind of mental illnesses or something. They just can't get over it. And they're damaged. They're really damaged. When this happened several years ago, when I was at work, I remember everyone was talking about it, and we were just about getting ready to be furloughed from work. Oh. I wasn't watching the news at that time, and I'm like, what's everybody up in arms at? Why are we being furloughed? Oh, because there's this thing going around, and I'm like, immediately, the first thing I thought, oh, this is about the election. This is a scam. This is all about the election. Whatever they're talking about, whatever they're going to try and do, they're going to try and win an election, and they're going to use this as a means to do it. That's the first thing I thought. I'll tell you what, I was never, not even for a minute, like scammed or convinced that this thing was even real. Not even. What about you?
Oh, it just came up so fast. And when they were saying, somebody got infected from bat soup. Remember that? Remember that?
We're like, so now, and then it's like, we all have to vote from mail-in ballots because there's this thing going around and nobody wants to catch it. So we have, and talk about the fraud that can take place and I knew it. I knew that's what this was about. That, and as it got going, it became kind of like depopulation too. That could have been a factor going on too. But when this was going on, now we live near Chicago in the suburbs, so the bluer states,
counties,
the blue counties, blue states, they tended to be people that were like mask frenzies, like they wanted to wear their masks and everybody had to wear one, and if you didn't, and I'm surprised nobody, after how stupid everybody was back then, just a few years ago, nobody's talking about it.
No, it's like it never happened.
Oh yeah, let's pretend like we never acted like assholes, right? The girl at work says she still has text messages on her phone from a girl at her college that was giving her a hard time about getting the experimental...
The treatment?
The experimental treatment, we'll call it that. Yeah, she still has it on her phone, how this person was harassing the hell out of her, and she just laughs now because it was such a scam, right?
I remember going into work and having to fill out or sign a document that verified whether or not you received the treatment or not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if you did, you weren't allowed in the building.
Right. And I actually quit my job because they wanted me to sit for 8 hours at a desk with a mask on. I am wearing no mask. And as a matter of fact, when this whole thing got started, you and I...
Wasn't it because you didn't want anything covering up your looks?
No, I can't breathe with one of these on. And anyway, they say these things are cancer causing. The fibers in these are similar to asbestos, so I'm not going to put this on me. It's like a face diaper, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
We never wore masks when we went in the store. And over near Chicago, everybody was wearing masks. Everybody, except for you and I. We will go into a store and everybody would just look at, oh my God.
You can't be in here.
Well, so we go into Whole Foods, right? Everyone had a mask on except for you and I. And we walk in there, nobody really said anything. We shopped and it was kind of weird. We get like anxiety before we go into a store. We never knew
was bad.
Yeah, we never knew if we were gonna get thrown out of the store. And there was another store we used to go to. We used to go to Jewel Osco. They didn't care. Everyone had masks on except for us. Nobody said anything to us. But there were a couple stores that we went to that we got majorly harassed. One of them was Costco. You remember that? Oh my God. Oh, we were being chased down in the store by a 19-year-old employee who's like a mask police. And he made me put on a face shield.
Big full
I
face.
look like I don't know, what do you call it?
Space woman.
A space woman. I was so embarrassed. I took this thing and I just put it up. I was not going to wear this thing. And then they were yelling at me as we were shopping. You got to put that face mask
Put it back on. Put it back on.
Yeah. Oops. Got to put it down. Put that face thing down. And I wouldn't do it. And they were harassing us the whole time we were in the store. I'm talking like 19-year-old kids walking around harassing us adults here, right? And it was so unreal. I even wrote Costco a letter about what happened. It was so crazy. But worse than that, we went to
IKEA.
Oh my God. We walk in there, we go up the elevator to go see the display area. Everyone has masks on except for us. And then
we didn't get too far into the
we didn't get too far in before the employees stopped us and told us we had to put on a mask. And we said no, it was a medical issue. We're not wearing masks. So they made us wear a bright fluorescent green wristband, both of us, and they proceeded to follow us through the whole store.
We had 3 people following us, making sure that nobody got close to us.
Yeah, 3 people following us through the store as we tried to look around and shop. It was so ridiculous. And here's the thing.
Kind of felt like we were getting the VIP treatment in some ways.
Yeah, right. Or we had the mark of the beast, right? We had the arm things on, and we were the only ones. Everybody else had their mask on except for us. And here's the thing. Now, fast forward to today. This wasn't really that long ago. All these people, don't they feel stupid? Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about how stupid they were. And all the people that were the ones that were harassing us, the face police that were following us around in the stores, in those 2 stores, do they feel stupid now? I mean, how dumb people were.
Do they actually feel justified for what they were doing? Because they didn't save the world from anything.
They didn't save. They probably know now it was all a scam, but they must feel so pathetically stupid. I'm so glad we never fell for that. But it did create a lot of anxiety when we go shopping. We'd always wonder, are we going to get kicked out of here? Because
is today the day they're not going to let us in?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was like, right, there was a lot of anxiety with that. I think it's just so funny nobody's talking about how stupid people were just a few years ago.
We got so fed up that we went to Florida.
Oh yeah, we're out of here. We went to Florida and nobody in Florida wore masks. Were they?
No.
Not really.
There were a couple here and there.
And here on the way down, because we stopped at a restaurant in like Tennessee. These are red states. We went into a crowded restaurant. Nobody had a mask on. We're like, this is a different world. Where are we? In Chicago or around the Chicagoland area, everybody had masks on.
Or people were dining under domes.
Yeah, they were in domes. You go to Tennessee, Kentucky, nobody's doing any of that. We're like, oh my God, this is like Normalville.
Yeah.
What's up with that? I still see people in the stores today with masks on. A few here and there, not that many people, but you know that those events that happened not too long ago has damaged them psychologically. And does anybody care?
I guess you have to feel sorry for them and be compassionate towards their poor judgment or their ignorance or something like that. They can't be helped. The damage has been done.
Yeah, but shouldn't somebody direct them to like a mental health facility or something? Because this is a scam. This is a huge scam, and like anybody who would put one of these potentially cancer-causing things on your face has got to be really, really dumb. just so stupid.
This is a good money-making opportunity for people who are printing all these custom designs on masks.
Oh
and all
yeah,
that
remember the videos that we saw in those sweatshops and in those third world countries?
They're all sitting on a dirty
they're
floor.
on a dirty floor putting these things together.
Sewing the loops on and just tossing them over.
Yeah, people are putting them on their face when they buy them. Then afterward, they've been on a floor, a dirty floor. Stupid people. I'll tell you what. I don't really think that's ever going to happen again. I think.
Oh, they're ramping that up. They're saying that another one's just right around the corner.
Well, I don't think. I think they're not going to fool people a second time because I think a lot of people have wised up since then. And I never fell for it, but I really do believe that it's going to be a hard one to try.
It's going to be a hard sell.
It's going to be a hard sell next time, right? What do you think?
You ready for it again?
No.